So it's Sunday morning. Happy Sunday. Enjoy that cup of coffee. Welcome to Morning Coffee. Now, what I'm going to talk about today, they fired the labor bureau chief. Now, what does that mean for you? This goes back to what I've been saying for a while, where I did a video where I held the book 1984 from George Orwell. And I'm going to basically make the same argument. We know that this White House is full of lies, propaganda, etc. That is more than documented, right? They lie to your face. Now, if they're going to start lying about the numbers, which they will, and by the way, to be clear, that revision is the norm. That is something that they do all the time. But President Trump didn't like what he heard about the job losses. And of course, I think it was a plus of 75,000 only. And guess what? He fired her. Now, the issue with that is they're going to put out their own numbers. Now, Wall Street knows better. They'll have their data and they'll say this is not true, right? And you know who has their own data too? You do. You're going to work somewhere where you're going to see factories closing, business closing. Bankruptcies for farms are up. In last 2 months ago, we're already in August. In June, already surpassed last year. Ford got hit with about 2.8 billion, I think, with the tariffs. Stellantis, what deals with Jeep and Ram, they just closed down 5 factories, not permanently yet, but they just shut them down because they got hit with, I think, more or less 1.4 billion with these tariffs. Now, the tariffs took an effect a couple days ago, right? Liberation Day Part 2. And see, that's the thing. They can lie all they want, but look around. I even did a video that said it's going to get tough. Look around. Your eyes are going to tell you the truth, whether it's business and personal bankruptcy, which has increased almost up 12%, the factories closing, everything. Tourism, if you're in tourism, I wrote about Vegas a couple of months ago, and early on in the year, I wrote a blog and did videos how the tourism is going to destroy us. We make billions off of tourism, and yet these hard immigration crackdowns was going to result in less people traveling here, even domestically. So I read Las Vegas is down about 66% in travel. I know New York, the Canadians going over is like 70%. I said I focus in part on Southwest Florida and South Florida, where I'm from. Guess what? Collier County, Naples, Fort Myers, that area has been hit by the Canadians and all the other tourists not going over there. So I predicted this. I predicted customs checking lawyers' cell phones when they enter through the country from their trip from the Dominican Republic. Besides the legality issues of that, we have the 1984 Big Brother is watching you, and so with all that going on, it was clear that this was going to happen, but now, the next thing to be ready for is if they get rid of the Bureau of Labor Department and Statistics, who are they going to replace it with? Another qualified person? Look around. This is why I keep saying look around. Who are the other people that Trump and his administration has been surrounded with? I think the Office of White House Counsel, from what I read, is being run by someone who graduated from law school and passed the bar last year. Come on, seriously. These are not qualified people. So who are they going to put somewhere? They're going to put someone there who's a flunky, and they're going to lie. The numbers are going to be a lie. You have two choices: accept it or look around. Now, the bigger consequence of that is once they start lying about the numbers and Wall Street's going in the opposite direction, saying these numbers are just not true, guess what that does to our economy, which we're feeling it already? It's going to hurt it. Why? Who cares what the White House is saying? You know who cares? Corporations, other countries, companies overseas. This is besides the tariff issue, right? Besides, we're paying more for stuff. I don't care what anybody says. That's just the reality of the situation. We are going to pay more for stuff. But if you're out there producing numbers that are false, other countries are going to back up and say, no, we don't have a source right now to see how much was imported, how much was exported, what is the job market like. If they say the job market is the unemployment rate's 3%, and let's just to throw a hypothetical out there, say it's 15%, What country is going to do business with you? What company is going to do business with you if you're in the US or do business with the US? None. That's the bottom line. Unless they jack up the rates so high that they say no matter what they say, we've got our, we've increased, we've padded the number, and let the manufacturer, whoever's buying that product over in the US, deal with it when they pass it on to their customers. But that is the biggest concern. And there's your tie into 1984 or anything else. You could just go to the White House page and see all the propaganda that they got going on there. The reality is, it's they're going to lie to you. They're going to tell it to your face. So it's kind of like I posted once joking around with someone on social media. I said, you're going to pay more and you're going to like it. And that is not George Orwell. I don't know what is. But once the White House starts producing fake numbers when it comes to jobs reports, import, exports, and everything else, and that's going the opposite direction of Wall Street, more financial chaos is coming. And so this is why I keep saying the only thing you can do is be prepared. Even yesterday, I posted a quote. I forgot the gentleman's name, but he is the chief analyst for Moody's, and he said unless something drastically changes with the tariffs between Labor Day, the recession will be here. And that's why they keep saying the recession will feel it in the third quarter or fourth quarter, not at the beginning of next year. But we've got Christmas coming, and I've already seen all the endless reports of people who are buying, buy the products to make the Christmas toys. These are small businesses. They just can't, and they're going under. But then go back to what I said at the beginning of the video. Bankruptcies are already rising, almost 12%. Farmer bankruptcies are rising. It's just happening. So when they look you in the eye and they say the job reports are perfect, when you see some sort of posting on social media, or what's her name, Caroline? Is it Caroline Leavitt? When she looks into the White House reporters and the press pool and lies to them, look around. The factories, the unemployment, again, the people in Vegas who have had their income cut by both almost 50%. No tax on tips. Okay, like how many people, what is the percentage of the population that works off tips, that's such a big deal? It's a good deal for them, but does it affect me? No, I don't make tips. So what do I care about that? But here's the thing. I should care, because if they're making less money, they have less money circulating around. And that's what I've been saying from the beginning over and over again. It is a snowball effect. Now, with Vegas, no tax on tips. Sound great. You need tips in the first place. And we ain't going to see the tips when you have 60% of hotel occupancy down because of the immigration crackdown. So all you people that love to say, oh, they voted for this, and we need to do all this with immigration, nobody denies that people that are here illegally and have committed crimes have to go, or they have residency and they committed crimes, they have to go. Nobody's denying that. But arresting some guy for a misdemeanor trespassing from 2 decades ago, when that person owns a home and a business here and has family, come on. The landscaper that we saw with the three sons who are Marines, he got chased around and they said he was attacking people with a weed whacker. Yeah. Who has a weed whacker other than a person who's mentally unstable? The guy's doing his work, right? Gets a weed whacker and says, I'm going to go after the guy with a bulletproof vest, helmet on, gun, M16, AR-15, whatever they carry? Who would do that? Nobody. You would run. So to say they attack, common sense will tell you otherwise. But again, they are lying to you, and they're going to be lying to you with the numbers on the job reports. You have two choices: accept it or not accept it. Okay, everything, don't take it at face value. Do your research. Are they lying about this? What are the credible sources? All these people like to go on social media or respond to my posts and say, oh, whatever, CNN. I'm not getting my financial news from CNN. I get them from global financial firms like JP Morgan Chase, just the biggest financial firm, and they're not going to lie. And you know why they're not going to lie? Because legally they have to be honest to their shareholders. If not, boom, the whole board of directors gets voted out. So read financial reports. Don't go by Fox News. Don't go by any of that stuff if you guys want to make it all political. Go by financial firms and see what they're saying. And when these numbers start coming out the next quarter, where they're lying, or the next month about job reports and how the unemployment rate is almost zero. I mean, come on. For the other day, he said, I think it was egg prices were down something like 1,500%. What? What kind of math is that? They're lying to you. They are lying to you, and you need to be prepared for that.